right.
Live Everstorming. Live on the internet.
Oh,
Look at that.
I get it. And I still have like
So many people talking
Carrot Tree
already.
Fall up.
We
Hold on.
just started.
It's so good.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
Well,
Look at that.
Being rated by my kid.
22,000. My God.
This guy.
All right. Where we last left off, game 23 was the previous. This is 24. This is 24.
Dun, dun,
We're getting into high numbers for
We are.
us. That's high numbers for us. The last one went like 30 something, and then that was done, right?
Yeah,
that sounds about
played,
right.
like, once a month though,
Wow.
because we played in person. We tried to make them all in person. So
Yeah.
Okay. Game 24 was our game where we actually physically were in the same room. Sans Kodo. And so that, I don't know if it's up yet. Is it?
we didn't record it.
No, we didn't record it.
No. we didn't
Right.
record
So,
it.
We got to recap.
You're gonna have to recap the hell out
so
of
here
some
comes
stuff.
the recap. I don't know if we ever did a recap thing. So here we go. Here comes your lengthy recap. We were supposed to do a video for this and we never did it. Okay.
Yeah, we suck. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
We tried and it just wasn't going to work out.
Where we last left off,
Crunch.
the party had fallen asleep. And then when Skeezer awoke, he could not wake Fulcrum and Morgaine. When he checked them over, they were under the effect of a hefty spell that was necromantic. After multiple
Necromantic.
attempts to try and deduce what's happening and or make a decision, he became locked in indecision and instead hid their bodies. And he sought any kind of assistance and followed very thin leads. Sorry about that.
Pretty sure I killed my friends. Time to leave.
To
Bye,
the
guys.
nearby town. And when he got there, he saw Balor and Harros lined up
The Balrin.
in a cage along with other Waven about to be publicly executed for witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Clearly a witch.
I believe it.
Oh, absolutely.
Skeezer masqueraded as a burble, one of the tiny fish people, and snuck in amongst the crowd to get close. Upon which Balrin broke out of his restraints inside the cage, letting his ability to cast spells return to him. And this is when Skeezer noted Balrin was missing his left hand. And then Balrin turned into a crocodile and then turned back and then summoned a tidal wave, which then threw a galleon that was in repairs at the crowd. And then started whirlpooling a giant tidal wave at the base of Hula Sands. And around this time, as the tidal wave was about to hit, Skeezer turned into a giant ape.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then it became Donkey Kong Water Park as they wrecked Hula Sands Town Guard one by one in bloody glory. I don't know who had a higher body count, but the tidal wave killed the main. Oh no, I think the giant ape killed the main priestess, and then at one point the giant ape picked up a guy and used that guy to bludgeon his own friends. And at one point the giant ape leapt off a cliff, and Nat 20 just strawberry jammed two guards with a butt slam.
Specifically. Yeah.
It was creative.
That was my
Well,
first
you
attack.
can't see the map. That game was actually streamed. You can see that entire game go down. So
What a clusterfuck. It was amazing.
It was bonkers. So at this point, they escape Vula Sands in the resulting chaos after wiping the town of guards, but not before some guards were able to sound a call. On the way back, they encountered an awake Morgaine and Fulcrum, who had just regaled them with stories of having been somewhere else, another plane full of color and light and strange projected land masses and whispered words floating on the air virtually everywhere. And there they encountered the living embodiment of the song that Morgaine uses all the time. And it expressed a desire to know its name. And around the time that they zeroed in on it, 2 devils appeared on the plane attempting to find it as well. They defeated the devils and saved it/her. And they're still on the fence as to what to call her, but she has now given her trust to Morgaine and Fulcrum, though neither really knows what that means. The party reunited and then didn't really know what to do, so they headed back to Wrightonville. They punched their way back through a river, got all the way back to Wrightonville.
Yes, we did.
Got brutalized.
On the way home, they were trailed by a dwarf that seems to be connected to Fulcrum's patron, and his name is Griggs. Upon which, when they got all the way back to the beach and to Wrightonville, and everything seemingly calmed down while they were loading up the ships and the newly repaired Veil, thanks to Skeezer and some elaborate spellcasting. Griggs was interviewed by Morgaine and
Griggs.
Morgaine was invisible while
Getting too old for this shit.
And Morgaine was basically trying to lie detect Griggs for everything he said, and Griggs is not entirely on the up and up.
He's a lot not up and up.
He's a nice guy. And
I'm sure he's nice.
He helped. He was
at
helpful.
that point, when Griggs met Skeezer, it became abundantly clear that he has seen a Skeezer before, because he started asking Skeezer questions. Skeezer had no idea what he's talking about, but Griggs seemed fully believed that Skeezer would be aware of those things. So they deduced that back at Vula Sands that they had just left, there is another gnome. At the end of last game, they wheeled all the way back to Vula Sands, where they found out from the locals that a demon crawled out of the ocean named the Balron, the demon beast, shapeshifter, and that he summoned a great demonic ape creature to murder the townsfolk while he summoned the rage of the sea to crush the town.
Definitely what happened.
Balron had been
100%.
sent to town to punish them for their sins, and that it is just another sign of the corruption that has befallen the land.
That's actually closer to the truth than they could ever have actually known.
While they learned all this, the real Balron had taken the guise of Ghost Hand McGee, the Dandy. Dandy, Ghost Hand, the Dandy McGee.
Different every time.
Who has a beard, a brass nose, and
great disguise.
Yeah,
It's
and a
totally
different
gonna
hat, different coat. And they wandered around town. They managed to find the gnome in question and purchase him out of slavery. And now
Kind of our MO.
We use Monopoly money.
they have yet another NPC on board. And before we finished off, they learned that they got information as to where Peg actually goes when he docks his ship but leaves his crew in the town. And when they found out the location, they sent Picard alone to fly over said location. And it took a while, but he discovered a glass gate architectural style home on the island surrounded by crystalline mountains. And this home was surrounded by guards, and outside of it, in a garden, was a woman reading a story to 2 children.
Freaking children.
It was really weird. We saw, Peg was just out there standing in the field, his hands behind his back, just Looking solid.
It's just looking around. Yes, we've decided it's the Pablo
And I
Escobar.
think that's everything.
Pablo Escobar
think that's a
compound.
pretty
Is
recap.
that
That was pretty good.
everything?
That was dead on, as far as I can remember.
There's a lot that happened at that live game.
I do have
Fulcrum
some-
had a
I do have some written
magical
notes.
mystery adventure.
I did,
yeah.
yes. I learned the name of my patron, and
yeah.
Stitch had a fun new attribute added to it.
Balrin learned the extent of the abilities of Ghost and the Dandy McGee.
Yep.
Yes.
Specifically the Ghost Hand part of it.
I legit have a ghost hand now.
And the Dandy McGee.
Morgaine, the song has changed somewhat. He hasn't quite figured out what it all means yet.
Seem to have a little bit more say in what happened.
And we also have a little bird friend that only you and I can see
Like,
hanging out with us.
and Skeezer Skeezer has a book that can talk to him, similar in the fashion of Tom Riddle's diary, where writing simply appears that seems to talk to him. It is his new favorite spell.
It's a great spell book. Best spell
Man.
book.
Other odds and ends from my notes from that game. We had a burble stowaway when we set sail on the grid again, and Skeezer set him on a quest to find Balrin's missing arm.
That's
right. I forgot I did that.
That's
yeah.
right.
Forgot.
Oh man.
That Burble's name is Bonks.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes, I forgot. We sent him out to find my arm.
You did.
We did.
And it was like a high roll too. Like somebody really convinced him.
I also have no idea why this is, but one of my notes is mermaids are not mermaids, according to Balrin.
Oh, that's from Balrin's solo mission from where I missed 2 games. He described to you what happened during that little side quest he went on.
So Twitch, everybody. We've now had Balrin's had a side mission. Morgaine and Fulcrum have had a side mission. Easer and Balrin have had a mission that we stream, but it's kind of like a side mission.
Yeah.
And now Kodo's had a side mission that none of them know anything about. So
Last we had checked, Kodo had just been like, "Fuck y'all, I'm leaving."
Yeah, he's like, I'm out.
No.
Peace.
The
You're leaving
words
the party?
"fuck y'all" never
Yep.
came out of his mouth. That's a grand.
He was like, "I specifically dislike every member of this party. Here's a litany of reasons. I'm never coming back, you assholes.
I'm out."
It was
Sounds
mostly
accurate.
Balrin.
He basically told me to deal with it.
Legit.
Big deal.
He put the
I
glasses
will
on.
begin calling him Bowel Run now.
Bowel run.
Bowel run.
The ball.
Bowel run.
Bowel Run. Thank you, Twitch
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, it's a dangerous situation.
And we also shopped, which is good that you guys didn't have to sit and watch that because it's always boring.
It was light shop. Didn't spend much though.
It's
We
a
were very
light
frugal.
We actually got everything free because this is all fake ass money that we're using.
This is the only time the Ballrin would be anti-money.
One time, you're like, Balrin's like,
useless.
Balrin's gonna buy this guy. I'm like, why not, dude? This isn't real gold. Like, forget it. This is shells and whatever. Like,
Actually, we have access to our regular money now too, don't we? Because
Yeah.
for so long we were just like out in the middle of nowhere, didn't have actual money with it. So actually, how much do I have?
So,
just in case.
I have no regular money. I spent it all right before we got sucked through here.
I was the only one who had real money. I don't know what you're
No,
talking
I had some. I just don't remember how much. I
Well,
already
the
know.
good news is this is not a shopping episode.
It's not, but there's
So I'm not
a
going to worry about it.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, it's
a
not yet.
there's a real nice bow and arrow over there.
You're
I'm
never
not-
getting that.
I'm real
No, I
I'm
can't-
curious.
I
as
It's
can't
to
not a
how-
shopping episode yet.
I can't
So,
afford that.
Don't speak too soon.
Yep.
I can't.
I'm waiting to
Shopping
see
could occur.
Levi's. I'm waiting to see Levi's map construction job of his 3D map into a 2D map, going the other direction
Yes.
of this thing. That's
I didn't do that. All right. So, you guys are currently outside of Vula Sands, docked. Picard is on his way. No, you just popped him out and popped him right back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Picard has just reappeared. And then you are recounting what he has seen. And while you're doing this, you guys see Kilrus, the dragonborn that took an interest in the chest and made that somewhat of her pet project. It has gotten within about 8 feet of your circle, recounting what's going on. She is listening in, but she is also looking patiently in your direction. Standing.
Seems suspiciously like a plot point. Hey
She
guys.
sniffs the air and just walks away because
Hey guys. I think she's wanting to get a hold of us over there.
Oh well, your story, Skeezer. So yeah. Hi, excuse me. Do you need something?
yes, I am very sorry to bother you, but I have been in contact with Koto.
Really?
Oh.
Guys,
Yes.
is he okay? Oh,
He
that's
has
bad.
That was a
befallen some
long pause.
trouble, and he has been briefly but traumatically involved in something involving our people that I don't entirely understand, but I have directed him to us. I believe he is trying to return to us, and he has with him two, but they are different ones than the ones he left with. I expect we will see him by some time later today. He is on foot. He would possibly be arriving along the shoreline or by the road. I do not know. I saw him this morning, and I haven't tried to watch since.
Is there any way we can get a message to him or see where he is? I'm not sure how you found this out, but
I can send him a message right
maybe we
now.
can get to him. What do you guys say? If he's in a bad way, we should probably help,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could fly over there, but I don't know how far away it is, and it doesn't last very long, and everyone would probably see me.
Yeah, it's probably not ideal where we're at right now.
Okay, yeah.
Is Peg in his house?
Well, actually, I don't think I saw Peg, did I?
You saw the house, and outside, off a deck, down a flight of stairs to a lower, like, stone patio. Beyond that, up on the rock in like all the flowers, you saw a woman reading a story to two girls, and back on the deck, just outside of a room, you saw a boy playing cards with a well-armed guard.
Well, I didn't see Peg at his place of residence, but I did see definitely a lot of guards.
Well, if he's not there,
Some
then it sounds
kids?
like we have time.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If he is there, then I mean, I assume Kodo can make his way back all right. He seemed pretty capable to me.
Well, what else are we doing, though? I mean, we can't.
Well, we have a couple weeks until Peg is due back into town, so I think
Oh, he's still out at sea, isn't he?
that's at least what I had picked up from the records from the guards. So I say we go get Kodo back and see if we can figure out where to go from here.
Are we going to leave the other boat docked here?
I imagine we should probably stick together, right? I don't know if we should be separating
It would
ourselves.
seem foolish for us to go out there alone with Peg, unknown where he is.
That's true.
It seemed like they'd be best left over here in a cove.
Do that too. I mean, just depends on. Guess they have defense now.
I know we changed a lot, but one would have to think he might at least recognize the shell of his old ship, maybe.
Well, let's go ahead and stash the boat then if that's